Hey, I heard. To reach out to would love to hit. Tina. That's why we're number one.
Greetings, Gunslinger Posse, and welcome to Branded for November 13th, 2024. Season 2, Episode 5, brought to you from Smokey Mo's Barbecue, 1610 or 6010 UTSA Boulevard over here on the northwest side. He's Tom Manas, the head coach and general manager of the San Antonio Gunslingers. I'm Ralph Judkins, your host, and this is a show all about the San Antonio Gunslingers of the Indoor Football League. Ask you to like and subscribe wherever you are, and sound off in the chat with a question or comment for Coach. Tell us where you're coming from. Coach, any comments before we get started?
No, thank you to Smokey Mo's for having us here. And I got to tell you, everybody, if you're in the area, come on by. The barbecue is absolutely fantastic. And I highly recommend the bread or the banana pudding.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll be back with the start of the first quarter. You're watching Branded, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital.
It's the high school football season, the most exciting time of the year.
That's right, Greg, and John Wayne Service Company is in on the action with Texas Sports Productions.
Watch and listen to the hundreds of games this season on the all-new TSP app, and vote for the John Wayne Player of the Game during the games and the John Wayne Player of the Week beginning on Sundays during the season.
Go to johnwayne.com to vote and be automatically entered to win a $10,000 home makeover.
Get in the game today with TSP
and John Wayne Service Company.
All right, team, huddle up. Just like in surgery, we need precision and teamwork. Trust me, just like on the field, if we stick to the playbook, we'll achieve excellence.
Coach, are you sure about this?
We've trained for this. We're experts. The San Antonio Gunslingers and South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital and Outpatient Center, where precision meets performance.
Dependability. It's expected by our customers, and it's demanded by me. I personally guarantee the certified techs we send to your home and the equipment we install are dependable. John Wayne's American Pride comfort systems are designed specifically for San Antonio's extreme heat and humidity and come with a lifetime warranty. For comfort you can depend on, call John Wayne today.
John Wayne Service Company is a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Gunslingers.
It's like literally like hockey and football had a baby.
Type of action you'll never see in the NFL.
Let's go Gunslingers, let's go baby! Woo!
That's the best entertainment there is. Once you've been to a game, you're gonna get hooked.
And welcome back to Branded, live from Smokey Mo's Barbecue in Northwest San Antonio. And welcoming back into town, Coach Manas flew in, yesterday?
Last night. Yep.
Last night. Mm-hmm. And how was the trip in?
Oh, it's always good coming back. I don't know, for some reason, it just felt like I was on that plane for a long, long time. And it's not that long. I mean, it's, I think, 2 hours and roughly 50 minutes to get here from door to door from Detroit to San Antonio nonstop. But I don't know. It was just one of those. I'll tell you where I'm really disappointed was they had the movies, right? And I don't know how many people have seen yet that Deadpool and Wolverine movie.
Right.
Oh, my God, is that horrible. It's absolutely
not your cup of tea at all, huh?
No, it was just bad compared to the other ones. I think halfway through I shut it off and tried to read and couldn't just get comfortable in one of those trips. But Glad to be back. Feels good to be back in my second home and just enjoying it. And glad to be on here tonight. We have Kali Rashad coming on.
We
here
got
shortly.
5 on it, literally.
Five.
We have 5 on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's good. It's all good. And Detroit's humming now with the Lions. And
I wanted to get your comments on that.
Well, you know, it's indicative of what I've been preaching for a year, which is once you teach a team how to win, and there's an art to teaching a football team how to win. They're never out of a game. They're never they never, you know, go in at halftime the way they did. And you know, in the years past, they would have said, okay, let's just try to be competitive. And instead, they came out with the attitude, no, we're going to win this football game. And the fact that, I think, was it Joe Burrows threw 5 touchdowns in his game and lost, and we had Goff throw 5 interceptions and we won. It's a testament to the entire team, you know, the other 52 guys. So,
and no panic.
No,
I've never seen a team win with 5 turnovers.
Yeah,
and normally the rule is 3 and you're done.
It's extremely tough to do. And if any of my players are listening, we don't want to try to replicate that.
No.
But it was just one of those things where, you know, you can see how a team evolves. And now the national attention with the team as well as how it's evolved and gone forward. So happy about that stuff. And it's always great to be home with the family.
And you've finally gotten here after the weather sort of changed. It's going to change again, get a little cooler.
Yeah, but your cold is our Michigan summer.
Right.
So I mean,
it's winter in Michigan.
I got off the plane and I
an evening in the summer.
Marshall picked me up and I said, Marshall, when's it going to cool down? He goes, this is cooling down. When I left Michigan, it was 31, and I got here, I think it was 80. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, it is relative. I only hope that we are able to avoid any showers with this next cold front. Normally, that doesn't happen with any shift in the weather.
I'm a big fan of the Farmer's Almanac, and I was looking at it, and they said November is going to be historically dry again for us here, and that's why we picked the date we did for the combine and the tryout, and I think we're going to have some fantastic weather for that.
And that'll be cool because it will be much cooler. We won't be indoors, and this is going to be the first combine hosted at Gunslinger Nation.
Yeah, that's exciting. I mean, that was the whole point of building what we built. You know, I know it's a corny line, everybody, but, you know, the line, if you build it, they will come. Not only are the players excited about coming here to play, but also the fact that fans are excited to get the opportunity because we have the open practice policy. We do things for the fans, you know, and we're going to talk about that later in the show, but there's going to be a lot going on that Saturday.
A lot of moving parts. Well, anything else do you want to go to the second quarter? I think our guest has
I don't know,
his comestibles.
Kali, have you finished eating your barbecue? You ready to go? Okay, we're going to get him on right after the break then.
And we will bring Kali on when we come back. You're watching Branded live from Smokey Mo's Barbecue out on UTSA Boulevard. Branded brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital. We'll be back with the second quarter and number 5.
Reputation, it defines us. How we treat the customer contributes to our reputation. It's doing the right thing every time and never cutting corners. John Wayne's customers have rewarded us with over 15,000 5-star reviews and an A+ rating with the BBB. And for that, we thank you. John Wayne Service Company, our reputation is in every truck.
John Wayne Service Company is a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Gunslingers.
It's so easy to love Pick and Pull. Why? How about the largest inventory in South Texas? How about the ease of finding your part with our interchange and real-time inventory search at pickandpullsa.com? How about an organized yard and maps to find your parts, plus a shuttle? At Pick and Pull, we make it easy to save money on the quality used auto parts you need at a price you can afford.
More to pick, less pull from your budget. Now that's Pick and Pull.
For generations, the family recipes at Carrabba's Italian Grill have been bringing people together. From the sweet smell of our scratch-made sauce to our rich layers of lasagna, we believe food made with love leads to tables filled with laughter. Dine with us or order out at carrabbas.com.
And welcome back to Branded for a second quarter. And immediately to my right, y'all should know who this guy is. If you've been a fan of the Gunslingers, you've been seeing him out there on the field since 2021 when they were over at the Rose Palace playing around in the dust with the original team. This is Kali Rashad. If you don't know, that would be number 5, often referred to as the human highlight reel, at least by me and some others, for his exciting style of play. And do you even think about the injury at all, or the possibility when you throw yourself around like that? It's insane. I mean, I've seen Kali, just for the absolute heck of it, just doing a backflip. In the first game I saw you, and I was working sound, and just for the heck of it, after a play, he just threw a backflip. He was so fired up. Haven't seen one since, though. I think you've gotten a little wiser since then.
Well, he flips. Usually it's someone trying to tackle him.
Yeah, I mean, we see on the reel.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. We were talking the other day on the phone, and I said, what are you doing? What are you up to? How's your off season going? The normal stuff, because you got your little boy and your family and everybody. And so why don't you fill us in on what you've been doing?
Yeah, like you said, man, I've just been I'm working, of course, and then spending a lot of time with my son, trying to catch up on the time that, during the season you don't get to spend with your family. So, and also just trying to stay in shape, staying active, hitting the field a couple times a week, and just getting ready for the season and trying to win a ring this season. That's what it is.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously that's our goal. That's always our goal. Last year I kind of felt like giving certain guys that wear striped shirts, if you're to win a different way, we should have been in it. But, out of the 8 losses that we had, I can honestly say that 4 of those were probably toss-ups. We'll just say that. That's being polite. So, I think this is a 12-win football team last year, and I think it's got the potential to be a 12-plus win football team this year. What's your thoughts on that?
You hit it right on the nail. At least 12 wins.
12
this
wins.
Year.
Yep.
If not more. The talent that we've been signing, that you've been signing, it's been pretty amazing. So I'm just looking forward to training camp. And
training camp. We were talking about that earlier. Training camp's going to be special.
Yeah.
We'll just say that.
Exciting.
Well, you've said every single year, Coach, that if you want to see some of the best football, that happens in camp as people are fighting for jobs.
Oh, yeah. Well, and you got to do it smart. We want to prevent injuries. We want to make sure that the guys are healthy. We found out a couple of days ago that I think our first day of practice this year is going to be March 8th.
Nice.
So that being said, because you can only be there 14 days before your first game, right? So really the first week of practice is getting to know the guys you don't know.
Yeah.
Not beating up the guys you know that are going to be there. You don't want to kill 30 to find 25, right? So my thing is, giving those guys an opportunity to break into the team is just as important. And then the second week is you're preparing for Tulsa, which is our first game. So we have to take that approach this year and be real smart, because it's a long year.
And to remind people who may have missed previous shows, we're doing something different this year. At the end of, the midway point of those 2 weeks, we're doing a scrimmage.
No.
Oh, that changed?
Yes.
Oh.
We were going to do a scrimmage. We were going to have a preseason game for the guys, primarily for the guys that we think would be the 2s and the 3s. But the team that was going to come in decided to go and convert their ownership, decided to convert their team to an outdoor team. And they're going to be playing semi-pro ball this year out in Texas somewhere out west. So that's okay. We have, listen, we're going to have enough bodies where we can have an inter-squad scrimmage anytime we want during camp. So we're fine.
And Dustin Jackson chiming in saying, Collie, what game on the schedule are you looking forward to the most and why?
You always come into the next season wanting to take down the champs, because we want that spot. You know what I'm saying? We want to be that number one team. So it's, of course, I would say Arizona, but it's a lot of the teams that we lost against last year also. We want our lick back on that, and we feel like a couple of them got away from us. So really, but everybody, man, I'm looking forward to playing every team on our schedule.
We chased 2 teams out of the league.
Yeah, we did.
I'll be honest with you, though. I think from talking to the players afterwards, the one game I know that we're excited about getting some payback is Bay Area.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because Sam was hurt.
Yeah.
We had guys dinged up, and we really weren't. I'm not making excuses, but we weren't 100% for Bay Area. And the other one is Vegas, because Vegas, we just played bad.
Yeah, we played bad. That was a bad game.
Yeah, and you never want to leave it on that. And we get 2 opportunities against them this year. The Rattlers are going to be tough. They're always tough.
Always.
Great team. We're going to be playing Quad Cities, which we've never played, which will be fun.
We get to play Jacksonville this year.
Yes. We got to do Jacksonville.
They got away from us last year, so they won't this year.
Yeah. So we're excited about all those. So if you were to say, and I always ask the guys, if you were to give a couple goals, like how about a couple individual goals, a couple team goals, and then give us your best guess on what you think our record is going to be this year. So let's start with your personal goals.
Personal goals, number one, I would say, of course, win a championship. That's
good
that's
answer.
The only thing I haven't done in the arena game is bring a championship to the city of San Antonio, and nobody deserves it more than our fans. So that's my number one goal. Secondly, individually, maybe Special Teams Player of the Year. I want to get back at that level to where returning kick a game for a touchdown.
And we just signed a great kicker.
Yeah, we did.
And you know him.
Didio Weber,
And we're also
kicker.
talking about, from a coaching standpoint, the amount of time we are going to be able to spend with having our kicker in town with special teams every day.
That's good for us, yeah.
Like at least 3 times a week having special teams segments, where last year it was kind of tough because TC was flying in.
Yeah.
So that's going to help you again.
Shout out to my guy TC, man. Love you, guy, man. I hope retirement is going well for you too.
Oh yeah, he's laughing. He's having so much fun. But no, okay, now if you were to play Houdini or Svengali, we'll say, and you're going to predict next season, you've seen our schedule, you've seen our roster, you've seen the guys that we have coming back. What do you think we're going to be? And be honest.
I'm going to give us a couple games, a couple bad games. We might slip up a game or 2. I'll say 12-2 regular season. 12-2, and we're going to win a championship after
12-4?
12-4, I'm sorry.
12-4? Yeah,
14 games.
We're saying if you can win 12, 13 games,
you're in.
You're in it.
You're probably at the top, too.
And I'll tell you what, the way the West looks this year, I wouldn't be surprised if 6 losses get you into the show this year, because it's going to be very, very competitive.
Yeah, the West is.
And the guys
crazy,
going out there. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I was talking to Coach Dixie Wooten from the Freight, and I said, why'd you go to the East? And he goes, I ain't never going back to the West. And I know he was kidding, but yeah, it's different.
Reasons.
It's
yeah,
different,
there's reasons.
right? I mean, and you see that because you watch film and you see the teams playing from the other side. It's just different out west, and so. Any take on Frisco not coming back, Duke City not coming back, Sioux Falls not coming back?
Yeah, that's unfortunate for the Fighters, and I was looking forward to playing them again. They got away from us twice.
Yep.
One in a heartbreaking loss at the end of the game. So.
Referee.
Yep.
Go ahead. I'm not.
Yep.
I could do this all night, ladies and gentlemen. I could do this all night.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for us.
Yeah.
You know, I guess we.
Well, their
we're the
head
big
coach
dogs
is now in
Texas
Tulsa, so you're going to get to see him again.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, it's, and I feel for the players because kids lost jobs too.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think there was anything nefarious by the ownership. I don't think it was anything where, you know, they weren't paying their bills, they weren't doing this. No, it was personal reasons. We know on two of them, and the other one couldn't get their lease locked up.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of out of your hands at that point. But, you know, and we're lucky enough. We picked a couple players up off of that. Yeah. So, you know, it's all good. It's all good. So, before we get you out of here, I know you got a big family.
We have a couple questions for him, too.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. Let's roll.
Alex Schuberth chiming in saying, Kali, thank you so much for taking some time in the show. What's your favorite memory thus far of your time as a gunslinger receiver?
Oh,
now he's limiting you to receiver because you did other things too.
Little DB back in my day, right?
Yep.
I like the one where he stood on the 1 yard line and let the clock tick down. And got a personal phone, got kicked out. I've never seen that before.
That's up there, man. That
goes like what? You're ejecting me.
The smartest guy in the field gets ejected.
Yeah. He's doing exactly at the last moment.
And I'm like the proud dad over there going, see, that's how you're supposed to be. That's how you're smart.
And you scored a touchdown without actually crossing the line because he awarded you the touchdown standing there because they blew it dead.
They did blow it dead. Yeah, I don't know.
It's like, you're the only guy I've ever seen to score a touchdown without actually going into the end zone.
Have you met our referees? Okay.
So, Kali, favorite memory so far, all the seasons that you've been?
Oh, man, that's a tough one.
That is tough.
Sorry, Coach. But
I know what he's going to do now.
We went up to Albany.
And, that one time.
Oh, yeah.
We did. We took down the Empire.
They went up to Albany.
Sort of the last play, and something about shushing an entire crowd.
That was a good moment.
Was that a shush or a guns up with the middle finger?
I think it was definitely the index finger.
No, you know what? That was a very cool game because I think it was super important for your franchise too, right?
It was.
And then when we came down here for the first time and you all whooped us because the refs didn't know that the linebacker could go down the sideline. But either way, those were big games. And then we came back. We got our payback when we were there. But what I'm saying is they were big games for the franchise.
Yes.
And for the team because you needed them both times like that. And against Albany, that was some big deal back then. You know?
And was the finger broken or just dislocated at that point?
Just dislocated.
Yeah, he played that entire game. Every time he touched the ball, it
Ralph,
hurt like hell.
I don't know if you know this or not.
Yeah, football players.
What game was it where we had 3 guys dislocate? Well, first we had Tucker's finger went out, and then Duck's finger went out.
Yeah.
And somebody else's finger went out.
We had a guy in a cast.
And we had 3 dislocations like in a span of 2 weeks of fingers. And it was craziest thing.
A guy in a cast who didn't get the interception because he didn't have any fingers to grab the ball, but he had the interception. Yeah. These guys play tough.
Yeah, Meg did a good job of popping that thing back in as soon as it happened.
Thank God for Megan.
And Tina Myers Haddad, of course. Kali, your man can't wait for Guy to throw the heat
we were just
to
talking
you.
about it earlier, man. I can't wait to see.
Just remember, when Guy throws to Kali, he ain't throwing to your other one, all right?
That's going to be an interesting training.
And then she'll get mad because he didn't get the... Be careful with her.
It's all love.
No, she's a proud mama for sure. No, it's going to be, we were talking about, Collie and I were talking before we went on about how great it's going to be to see the quarterbacks in the quarterback room this year in camp is going to be pretty special, because Caldwell, he's the best teammate in the world you could ever ask for.
For sure.
And then we have the two newbies that are going to be competing as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be and you can't say it's because my receivers can't catch.
And they're new. They're new to us. They're not new to the league.
Oh no, they're not new to me.
We haven't mentioned Rainey in a while, but I mean the dude balls. The dude plays.
Yeah. Well, they both do, and they all three do, and so. That's the greatest thing about camp. Camp is competition, and if you don't have a camp with competition, you're destined to fail.
Right.
You really are. The hardest game you should play every week is the one you play Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at home.
Right.
Because if we're all we say we are, then we're our best competition. Our offense going against our defense going against our offense. And if our defense gets better, like it will this year, it's because of our offense at practice every day.
Tina Myers did have a comeback, no favoritism. Guy will hit the guy open. Read option. Sounds like a quarterback mom. Really.
Oh, Lord. I'm in so much trouble this year. No. She's a mama bear. I love her to death because that's how I would be too, Yeah. But no, it's all good. So did we have anything else? Or
no, we're just parlaying around.
All right.
Texas Pete said his favorite memory was the last play of the first game where they played hot potato with a ball. I'm not quite sure I remember that last year. That would be the first home game. Will that be the first? Yeah, against the Wranglers, or was he referring to the San Diego game at the end, where y'all were trying to make something happen on that return?
We got to get better.
Yeah.
And I would say this every week. You got the best return guy in the league catching the ball, and it doesn't mean a damn thing if the guys up front don't hold their blocks. And this year, if you don't hold your blocks, you ain't going to be on this football team, period. Because we should get 7 points every single game out of our special teams kick return, and we should make every one of our PATs. And the highest scoring, we should have the highest scoring special teams in the league with what we have. And if we don't, we're going to damn well fix it. So I want to make sure that he gets the ball and he has not only open field, he doesn't need a big space.
No.
Hell, he needs 2 feet and he's gone. So we're going to make sure we got guys that appreciate that and go with that.
If only one guy at a time gets anywhere near Collie to tackle him, if they can be broken off, he will beat them every single time.
Well, he just doesn't go down. You don't go down on the first touch.
No.
I mean, the guy hits you and you're
Judo.
still going.
Yeah,
So
absolutely judo.
I've been on both sides of that, with him on my team and against them, and it used to drive me nuts.
Yeah,
So
Alex Schubert saying it was the Gunslingers at Strike Force. Last kickoff was pitchy, woo, woo.
Yeah, and that's why they won by 7 instead of by 1.
Right. Well,
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
That's another team I can't wait to face.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I can't wait to see them again.
Well, they were better than their previous season record would indicate. Went on to make their first playoff
Well, that's the thing, though,
appearance.
Collie. You know what? I don't mean to keep you because I know you worked all day. But the thing about it is that you look at these teams that go on to win championships or go deep into the playoffs, and the year before they won one game.
2 games.
They won 2 games.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, boom, they're better.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen by accident. It's they fixed the mistakes and they got better. Well, if we fix our mistakes and we were where we were last year, no one expected. I can't tell you how many coaches came up to me after games and said, "Man, you guys are good. You guys are going to be really good." And they meant it because it was our first year. And with the things that we had going, I think we're going to be an exceptional football team moving forward for years and years to come. I really do.
Alex Schubert has a prediction: if the defense can trim down its points allowed per game from last year by a touchdown, just a touchdown, SA has a double-digit win floor and a championship ceiling.
Who said that?
Alex Schubert.
Yeah, Alex is right. And it's got to be more than 1 touchdown because we give up some stupid stuff last year. So we're gonna get better. And the problem is that when you have young guys learning the game, it's a lot hard. your first year of playing indoor football, coming from the outside, learning landmarks, where the wall is, how much room you have between the numbers and the wall, how deep the end zones are. Some end zones were 10 yards, some were 8, you know, depending on where you went. Some had a pad, some didn't have a pad, like
some were dirt.
Place. You know,
ours was concrete.
It takes a minute, you know. It takes a minute. So
rough adjustment for me in that first year. Then moving to the second year and the bar balls and the netting after that. So it's just a tough adjustment.
But now you're in your 4th year, right?
5th, yes.
5th?
Yes,
This
sir.
will be your 5th season.
Yes, sir.
So your 5th season now. Game slowed up for you a little bit now?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
So
a lot easier with the teammates that you've been having on the team. It's a lot easier, a lot slower. So yeah, it's just.
And Mr. Commissioner, if you're listening, that's the benefit of having veterans on your team.
Yeah.
They get to grow into the sport, and they're not thrown to the lions and then kicked to the curb because they had a birthday.
Yeah. It's
ridiculous.
Tough. That's another tough rule right there.
Yeah.
So.
I'm fighting it. I'm gonna fight it until they kick me out of this damn league. So no, I think it's something that we really ultimately have to address, because the veteran players are the ones that you want to come and see, and they become fan favorites, and they're the local heroes. Like you've created a brand here in San Antonio. You know, there's 2 million people in this town, and they know who you are. You know, and I'm never going to let someone go because they have a birthday, you know. I mean, we're going to find a way. So we'll keep fighting for it. Anyway, give your hellos, say hi to everybody, and we'll get you out of here.
First and foremost, I want to shout out to my son. You know, Daddy loves you. Go to sleep. My family, of course, big supporters of me and this team. So shout out to them. Much love. And of course, GSN, that's like a nation. Let's do it again. And this time let's bring a championship back. So that's my #1 goal for y'all. And thank y'all for all the support. And of course, Don and Pam Rackler, I love y'all and thank y'all for the opportunity. And of course, these two guys too, man. Thank you for having me on. And,
you ain't going anywhere. Stay here. Okay, good.
Appreciate you.
No, well, thanks again. We appreciate you very much.
Thank you.
All right. So give a guns up for everybody.
Yeah, before you go.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
All right, when we come back, we'll be back the other side of halftime. It's been Kali Rashad here at Smokey Mo's Barbecue. This is Branded, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital.
We all need hot water. Some of us need more than others. So it's a good thing that State has a wide range of tough commercial-grade water heaters for your home. From standard models to high-efficiency and tankless models, we've got you covered, no matter where you live, what you do, or who started it. To install a State water heater in your home,
call John Wayne today or visit us at johnwayne.com.
Hey San Antonio, are you tired of the same old chain pizza that tastes like cardboard? I thought we were done eating paper in school. Maybe not. It's up to you. At Matanga's, we bring you flavors that are authentically Texan. We're talking about fresh dough that we made in store every single day. We're talking about cheese that's shredded in store for that authentic cheese flavor. We're talking about brisket because this is Texas, y'all. We're talking about our Texas rolls. Can't get those anywhere else. We're talking about Texas ranch because when you put jalapenos and ranch together and you dip it in with pizza, just drink it. Lastly, we got a pothole pizza because we had to name a pizza after our roads. You know what I'm talking about. Can't wait to see you soon. Find a Matanga's near you.
Welcome to South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, an outpatient center. Step into our operating rooms, where highly skilled surgeons work hand in hand with specialized technicians. Our dedicated team has extensive experience and expertise in spine and surgical procedures. Our commitment to patient safety is unwavering. We understand that your well-being is at the heart of everything we do. South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, an outpatient center where expertise, longevity, and state-of-the-art technology come together for your health.
And welcome back to Branded for the third quarter as we line up our fourth quarter guest, the producer extraordinaire, Tom Manas, to my right. Now, Tom has said that I've never brought a single guest onto the show, but
Never
have. But we're working on selecting.
Never will.
Wow.
Sorry.
See, it's your show. It's your show.
No. I'm just kidding. You're going to have a lot of opportunities next weekend.
Oh, yeah. Long form interview.
Yeah, you're gonna be pulling people off the street to be on the show for 4 hours.
4 hours. Yeah, Joe Rogan only has to go 3.
Yeah,
we're going 4 hours, but we do have.
Just don't feel like you got to talk the entire time.
No, I don't want to talk the entire
I'm just
time.
kidding.
I want to have other people talk the
joking.
entire time.
Now we get, you know what, between staff, some coaches, some family people, some special guests that are going to be coming for the tryout. I know we got players. We got DJ Myers coming in. Colley's going to be there. Glenn Gibbons is coming. Jonathan Bain, the famous indoor football quarterback, is going to be there. We're actually going to have Jonathan on here in the fourth quarter for a few minutes just to say
we're signing
hi.
People on.
Since he moved to San Antonio, we're going to make sure that he's here.
Yeah, just happened to wander into Smokey Mo's.
Yeah.
What a coincidence.
Yeah. So, yeah. No, I called him. I actually told him to come. Yeah. No, he. Yeah, and so there's going to be some great opportunities for you to get to meet and mingle with some players and new ones and people that you're familiar with.
And you're going to get to see young men, unknown names, truly putting their all out on the field, trying to make a team.
Hang on one second. Colley, what's that kid's name that we talked about from Robert Green, right? Ralph Green. If you're listening to this show, I sent you a message and know you're coming Saturday, the 23rd. Call me before then. It's in your email box. For those of you who don't know who he is.
Paging Mr. Ralph Green.
He's a giant of a man. 6'5", 335-pound defensive tackle from the University of Indiana. And we want you. I have a contract waiting for you, as a matter of fact. So call me.
Fantastic. I did have another angle on the veterans rule. Texas Pete, longtime fan of the show, saying the vet rule is lame and keeps a team from getting those players that fans will follow. It's just part of the brand of a team to have
Pete,
guys
man,
like Khalil
I've been
Rashad.
saying that since the day I signed my contract. I said, when I found out about that rule, I thought, that has to be the silliest rule I've ever heard of. And if we had a pay scale, I would say, okay, I get it, but we have a mandatory pay scale.
Right.
So what does it have to do with anything?
It's not a salary cap. It's not a roster limit.
It's not like the longer you play, the more you make deal. Let these guys play.
The longer you play, the more likely you are to be unemployed.
Oh, my gosh. Coaches, come on. Everybody, and every coach, listen, send the commissioner a message saying, we want to vote on this again. It makes no sense. Like I said, if there's not a salary cap issue, then what's the issue? Well, we want to develop young players? I don't want to develop young players. Let the players develop themselves. What I'm saying by that is I will help you get to the next level, but you have to be a good player to go to the next level.
Right.
A coach doesn't make you go to the next level. He'll help you polish your skills and do the things you need to and blah, 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 and all that good stuff. But our jobs are to win championships.
And if the upper level leagues have teams that want players that are ready to go to the next level, don't you think they're watching our games already?
Okay. Riverius Rivers. We signed Riverius. He was excited about coming to San Antonio.
I was excited.
He called me up. He said he was talking to the Memphis franchise in the UFL. I said, make sure you get this and this in your contract. Make sure you get this. Make sure it's ironclad. Make sure you have this. I'll put you on exemptions. I'll help you get up there. No problem. I talked to the GM for the Memphis team, helped him with the transition, got him signed, put him on our exempt list. I said, Riverius, if it ever turns around where it doesn't work out, you got a home with us. You can come back to any time. thank you, Coach, so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. Called back in after he signed, checked with him. You happy? I'm thrilled, Coach, blah, blah, blah. It's a kid who was going to make $400 with us, and instead he's going to go there and he's going to make $5,000 a game. I'm happy for him. I mean, I'm happy for him. And these guys look at it as the opportunity, big field, to move up again. So, you know, it just, that's how we help players. You know, you don't stand in their way when they're good enough to move on.
And it's like you said, you get on the roster, you get visibility.
Buddy, I can tell you this right now, and I don't give a crap when anybody says it. If I sign you to a contract and you go on our roster, I can promise you every UFL team looks at our roster to see who we signed. Everyone does. And the reason they do that is they know we did the due diligence and got through the first phase, and we did all the vetting and we did all the right stuff, and now all they have to do is take a quick look at the film, and if it matches what they need, they sign them. Because we did all the vetting for them.
Yeah,
You're not
number
gonna get,
one thing.
The hardest thing in the world to do is get signed coming off the couch, okay? Or saying, oh, I don't want to sign, I want to wait and see what my options are. Here's your options. You know, you're going to flip a coin whether or not you get picked.
Yeah.
Our way is you have a job that if it doesn't work out for you in that next level, you have a job where you can excel, and you're going to find out. Listen, I found more players find out that they're happy about being at this level and the grass isn't greener on the other side, and they can come home at night and they have all the benefits of keeping a career job that they have in the off season, and they do this, they do that. It's 50-50. You know, I tell players all the time, be careful what you wish for, because sometimes the best thing you have is right in front of you. And being here with what we've built, what Don Rackler built, and what I've built here, you're not going to want to leave. I can tell you that right now. I will guarantee you I get 10 calls a week still from guys that say, I want to come and play there. I had one kid I cut in Albany, a great football player, but it was a personal issue, and I got rid of him, and it wasn't a pretty exit. We'll just say that. And he sent me a message 2 days ago. It says, hey, Coach, bygones, let bygones be bygones. Let's ball up. Now, anybody else would grab this kid. He's an NFL outside linebacker. And I just said, ain't going to happen, you know. But people want to come here, and they do want to participate in what we've got going on. And it's, like I said, God help you when we win one, because we're going to win a heck of a lot more than one. So once this team figures out what the Lions figured out, that our winning mentality, and that carries over, and we can keep it here, and God willing, we get this vet rule changed, man, I'll tell you what, you could have a really, really good time.
The goal
has
always been.
That's it.
It's what
came
it's
close,
always been.
but I've never gotten it. So we're gonna give everything we got to get the first one, and not only make the team proud, make the city proud, players and their families for their sacrifices, but also, you know, at the end of the day, it's so important for me to get Don and Pam a ring. It really is. And Collie, guys like Collie who haven't gotten one, right? I've got a drawer full of them, and I'll tell you what, I'd love to get, I'd trade them all in to get a kid like that his first ring. I really would. And if you know me, you know I'm saying it the truth. So I just want to have that all happen for us this year. You know, that's the goal. And if that ain't your goal, don't show up to camp.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's the mentality all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good note to end the third quarter on.
Well, actually, I wanna talk about the tryout now, because we're gonna have Jonathan come on for a little bit and say hi to everybody.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna have a show next Wednesday, which we would normally do. But guess what? Now, tell me God isn't good, everybody. Our 50th episode, 5-0, the big 5-0, will be next Saturday, the 23rd. At Gunslinger Nation, where Ralph's going to be holding down the fort. God love him.
It's going to be the really big show, or really long show.
It's going to be a combine show.
Yes.
It's not about Ralph or Tom
No.
or anybody. It's about the players coming in. It's about the sponsors. It's about the fans that are going to get pulled on camera. It's about all the things that go with it. I'll pop on when we get done, and hopefully we'll be signing live on camera a couple players, which would be great to do. But we're going to have, like I said, we're going to have some local celebrity football players that were on our squad last year, a couple new ones that have moved to San Antonio that are going to be on, and it's going to be great. And so it starts at 8:30. The show starts at 8:30. The players' registration starts at 9 or 8:30, I think. Is it 8:30
Let's
or
see,
9?
what did it say on here?
I think it's 9, right?
I don't think it gave a specific time on the flyer here.
Well, it should. But anyway, so if you're a football player coming to the tryout, I would show up about 8:30, and then we'll get through registration as close to 9 o'clock as we can, and then we're going to go ahead and start. Fans, you're welcome. There's going to be plenty of parking, and we're going to have food. I'll confirm it. Jen, are we going to have food for everybody? The 23rd. Yes.
So we're gonna feed fans, and I guess this is
the number one priority is take care of the players, and then there's gonna be food and stuff for the fans, and there's gonna be.
So this is like a preview of the Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner. We're gonna rival that.
No, I hope not. But
well,
no,
we do have quite a few players coming that we know of at this point.
So already registered. Pre-registered, I think we're at like 75, 80, somewhere in that range.
What did we have last year? 50?
About 40, I think. And then I think we're going to probably get another 10 to 15 walk-ups. So I would say we're probably going to be really close to 100 by the time we're ready to go.
That's a lot of people wanting to be there. That's a lot of people wanting to make the team. Folks, this is going to be a show that's worth getting out of bed early.
Yeah.
Texas Beast asked again, what time does the stream start? I'll be cracking this mic open with Coach Manas at 8:30. Mm-hmm. He won't be able to stay long because he's got a combine to run.
I'll be on for about 10 minutes, and then I'm gone till it's over. But you're going to have plenty of other guests. There's plenty of other people that you're going to want to get to know and find out what they do, not only for us, but the players are going to be there. There'll be coaches there. There's going to be celebrities there. I know local celebrities that are coming. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think TV is going to be there. Some television stations. I'm not quite sure who.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
So they were there at the opening of Gunslinger Nation.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. My number one focus is giving every kid an opportunity to make the football team. So, minimally having them get the same amount of reps, whether you have 100 or you have 50. I want to make sure that all 100 get the same amount of opportunities that they would. And that's a big thing. We're going to have a company out there helping us that's going to be doing a lot of the timing. They're going to do all the measurables for us. The coaches are flying in Friday. They'll be in town. My staff will be in town, so we're going to do the football drills. We're going to monitor things. We're going to film it. We're going to have everything exactly what you would expect from a professional football combine.
And that's what you've always said. If you come to this, you're going to get a professional football experience.
Oh, you will, for sure. And you're going to get you get a dry fit shirt, you get the food, Megan's got her crew out there. We're going to have 3 certified trainers on staff. We're not going to tape your ankles. We're not going to do that kind of stuff, but we're there to make sure if there's any minor injuries to be treated, and also hydration. You don't have to bring a gallon water jug to some high school for your tryout. This is in a professional sports complex. which is ours. You're going to be on a regulation indoor football league field. If you're a kicker, we have a regulation indoor football goalpost for you to kick on. There's going to be a lot of components that I think are going to make people extremely happy that they took the opportunity to come out. And here's the other thing, guys. If you come out, get the experience. And if it doesn't work, you know what to expect, and you know what to do at the next one you go to. So,
and you'll know because you've done it, and if you've never done it before, well, this is a chance to do it, and you're getting a lot for your money. I noticed the price for these things, the entry fee, as it were, is pretty much consistent across the board.
We're actually cheaper than most, believe it or not, by
So
about
it's
$5-10, and
so it's a great value then.
And nobody's feeding you, and
right,
giving you the shirts and the this and the that and all the other stuff that goes with it, and having your full coaching staff to fly in. I think I want people to appreciate how expensive it is to do one of these.
Yeah. This is a
But
production.
we look at it as an investment in our future of our football team, not only from a standpoint of creating a good roster, but creating maybe future rosters. Just if you don't make it this year, it doesn't mean you can't make it next year. And if you didn't make it last year, it doesn't mean you can't make it this year. If you took your craft seriously and you went home and you worked on it, then all things are possible. I butcher it and I made it my own, but what Saban said made a lot of sense. And in professional football, every day has pain. Every single day has pain. And the way I looked at it is this: you can either have pain through preparation, or you can have pain through adversarial outcome, okay, meaning a loss. But if you don't have the pain in preparation and you do the pain in preparation, you won't have to face pain again. If you don't do pain in preparation, you're going to feel it with a loss or mediocrity.
Yeah, we just got past the Marine Corps birthday. They claim the expression, I believe it was a Chinese expression, doesn't matter. The more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war.
Yeah.
Now, this isn't war. It isn't quite
No,
that.
I don't ever try to equate the two.
But the effort in practice and preparation pays off on the field.
No, I mean, you know what? If I'll give you an example. If we're doing 100% live drill and you're going against another professional athlete and it don't kind of hurt, you probably didn't do it right. Okay? And then if we do conditioning and it doesn't hurt, then you're not trying hard enough. Because even if you're in the greatest shape of your life, you can push yourself to the next level where it does hurt. So I'm a firm believer that you're going to experience pain every day. It's how you manage that pain and what you understand what that pain and discipline are for. If you don't, just be happy with the life of being mediocre,
Find something else. This is not it.
Hey, man, you can golf. You don't have to be good at golf to enjoy it. So go be a golfer, I just think that, if you're going to classify yourself as a gladiator, if you're going to classify yourself as a warrior, if you're going to classify yourself as a professional football player, and you put all those in, you better be okay with not feeling, comfortable. And then my line has always been, when I know I got a great football team is when they're comfortable being uncomfortable, and that's taking it to that very infinite inch where, you never want to see someone fall over, but you want to get them real close. I was telling you about the SEALs, the BUDS training. So in BUDS, you stay awake for about 4.5 days. 4 days, and I think 4.25 days. And I asked the instructor one time, I said, how come 4.5 days? Why not 5 days? He goes, because you die.
Right.
And I said, what?
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, you die.
Without the ability to rest and the body to heal itself.
Yeah, and I said, so you take it really close. And he goes, oh, yeah. He goes, because if you can do that, and then if you got to stay up on patrol, or you got to do a mission, or you got to do something, and you got to be up for 3 days, you got to figure it out, right? It's the same thing when they tie, your hands and your feet together and you got a brick and you go to the bottom of the pool. And the first thing they say to you is, today is a lesson in how to drown. Because they want you to feel what it feels like to have water go in your lungs. They want you to have that feeling of understanding, because once you get to that point, you have the ability to pull yourself right before you get to that point in the future. But if you never know what that breaking point is in yourself, or as an athlete, as a soldier, as a father, as a mother, then, you're never, I mean, that's the thing, is you're never going to be the best. You're going to be okay, and you're going to be okay, and you're going to be good, and you're going to be that. You're never going to be great. You're never going to be great at what you do. So,
speaking of great, I think it's been a great third quarter.
Yeah.
But I got another guy who's great. I would definitely want to bring on the show here
yeah,
tonight.
We'll catch up with Jonathan. We'll bring him on for the fourth.
Yep. And you are watching Branded live from Smokey Mo's Barbecue, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital. We'll be right back.
Quality. Here at John Wayne, it's not just a word, it's our foundation. From the people we employ, to the service that's provided, to the equipment that we design and install, quality matters. For nearly 20 years, providing quality Texas comfort to the San Antonio area communities has been our highest priority. For quality you can count on, call John Wayne today.
John Wayne Service Company is a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Gunslingers.
What can I say? Comes with the job. 1 minute I'm making a one-hand catch on the sideline. Next minute it's lights out and I'm on the sideline. And that's why I like Complete Care, because they're fast, just like me. They have ultrasound, CAT scan, X-ray, and even on-site lab. So if you get sidelined, know where to go. Complete Care. Official sponsor of the San Antonio Gunslingers.
And welcome back to Branded for our fourth quarter live from Smokey Mo's Barbecue. Now sitting to my right, the unexpected guest, the unannounced guest, the guy who just walked in. Wonder how that happened.
Talk to him.
Jonathan Bain, how you doing?
Just come to grab some barbecue and saw the show going on.
That's the story. We'll go with that.
It is. Pretty good barbecue, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. Folks, get your questions and comments in for the one and the only Jonathan Bain.
So, Jonathan and I were talking, and we're going to be doing some stuff together here. We're going to be announcing some things here shortly, but Jonathan was out in West Texas last year, and then found out he moved to San Antonio.
I didn't know that. You came from, it was...
Odessa area?
I was in Odessa, but Temple,
right,
Texas.
It was Temple.
Yes, sir.
It was Temple, and... Yeah, you've got a heck of a life story. I really think you should absolutely shop the rights to your life story now.
It's been a wild one.
Yeah, it definitely has. Folks, do your homework on
Jonathan
Bain.
What was last year, your 11th year?
10th.
10th year.
10th season, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Out in Odessa. Odessa is dead to me. That they shut down on us, right before the playoffs started. Yeah.
So, do you remember a playoff game or championship game in Albany, New York?
Oh, geez.
Do you remember that game? Now,
I don't.
for those of you who didn't think I didn't know Jonathan was going to be here. Okay, but you know what they do with those T-shirts like after a game?
Yeah, the ones that say the Cobras
they usually
that
end up
won the
like
game.
in some village in Uganda or Africa or something.
Which is how we've managed to
But
destroy their entire textile
and I grabbed
industry.
one out of the box, and you're not going to believe.
Oh boy! That shirt on right now, do you? You don't have that shirt on right now, do you?
Yes, he does.
You're kidding me.
The 2022
You are kidding me.
NAL champions, your Carolina Cobras.
It's a collector's edition.
Not.
Wow.
That is illegal. That is counterfeit. FBI, Department of Treasury is going to be checking in on us.
The old coach always has one up his sleeve.
That is something.
This really wasn't planned either,
No,
y'all. I'm
no.
just being honest. I literally showed up to surprise.
Yeah.
See the guys.
Yeah.
See Khalid, Rashad, and
Well, how you feeling now, big boy?
Tina Meyer
we take
Sadat
it
says
out
hi,
back after
Bing.
this is what we got to do where I'm from. God dog it.
So go ahead and continue on with your story. I just wanted to get that little zinger in there.
I'm speechless. That's rare. I'm speechless.
That tells you it's planned. Yes, that shirt is definitely rare.
Wow.
We could probably auction it and maybe make all the money that we made selling the Game Worn Outlaw shirts last year.
Wow.
And that was a chunk of change.
Yeah.
Hello, Miss Tina. Let me at least say hi to Miss Tina to change the subject.
Yeah, let's get on.
One of my favorites out there. How you doing, sweetheart? So good to see you chiming in. Can't wait to see you when you come down to San Antonio. Can you believe he just pulled that? And all the rest of the DJ and everybody else that went through that? Yeah, that was a tough one. He asked if I remember. I'll never forget it, actually. I won't, yeah.
And those that are telling people that happened around the hour mark of the show, if you wanted to go back and watch it in the archive, they want to take a picture of that. It does exist. There's your evidence.
Anyways, okay, so who was the first team you played for?
First team ever, Richmond Raiders.
The who?
Richmond Raiders.
Richmond Raiders. Richmond,
Yes, sir.
Virginia?
Richmond, Virginia.
Okay.
Coach James Fuller, the offensive coordinator here in San Antonio.
Yep.
Gave me a call fresh out of college. It's 2014, and spent partial 2014. He brought me in right at the end of the season, and then came in 2015 as his guy. Played there, ended up winning MVP, and we went to the championship and lost to the Columbus Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Gibson and the Columbus Lions.
Jason Gibson.
Yep, he's been around a while.
Yeah.
So left there, and then went on from there to Tampa Bay Storm in the AFL.
Yep.
After Tampa Bay, moved on to the Bismarck Bucks in the IFL rules. I was there with James Fuller as well. And then we went on to the Maine Mammoths for a year in 18. Had a pretty cool little historic run there at the end of the season. Started out 1-5 and ended up winning our last 6 games. After that, went to Jacksonville. We finished there 15-1, won the championship in the NAL.
Yep.
2020, COVID year, I was signed with Frisco though. Tried to make the IFL move with Coach Dawzell, Clint Dawzell, arena legend. Him and Dan Rodaball were running the team down there. I saw it as a really cool opportunity to be back home in Texas, learn from one of the greatest to ever touch a ball. Great coach, great player, great coach, Hall of Fame in both in the AFL. And Dan as well, great quarterback. So it was really cool to spend that time there with them in 2020 and 2021. And then 22 was that nasty year, the shirt you just showed there.
I know.
Yeah. 23 had a little funky year with bouncing around a little bit everywhere. I had a little short stint with you. And
yeah, we had our faith tested.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But, I wouldn't trade any of it for the world.
I
no,
because that
grew.
adversity, I mean, it
Absolutely.
really makes you appreciate things, too, when they turn around. And everyone kept telling us, it's going to get better.
Yeah.
It's going to get better. Don't worry. And we're like, are you kidding me? You literally, my dad used to always say, is sometimes it's really hard to bounce back on things and he used to use the example of a well. He said, if you ever fall in a well and you get halfway and you're holding on by your fingernails on the side, you're never going to get out. But when your feet hit the bottom and you hit rock bottom and your feet are planted, then you can figure out a plan to get out. Right? It takes that finality of things to get you out. And I think we both hit that. And then you got picked up right away, right?
Yes, sir. I went to Orlando
right
after we got out of there. got to play the good old gunslingers. Y'all got me here at home.
Yeah.
And then the next week was pretty unfortunate. I ended up breaking my neck and having a pretty serious spinal cord surgery.
I never saw a nation rally around a kid more than you. And I know all the coaches, we were calling you and checking on you and praying for you. And yeah.
You know, in that time, that's where I said it was, you know, my whole life has been around football. I take so much pride in the arena game itself. You know, sometimes you hear the naysayers about the game and you see the ups and downs from different organizations.
They just don't know.
But, you know, I'm one of those. I spent 10 years in this game, and I take a whole lot of pride in this game, and I know how special and unique it truly is. But more than anything, more than the X's and O's and the touchdown passes or a championship win or a championship appearance or anything, that moment when I was at the lowest of lows I've ever been in my entire life, just to, like you said, to see the whole entire arena community, from rival teams to former teams to teams I've never played for to, you know, just the amount of love I received truly showed me it was bigger than football. You know, football is just our vehicle.
I can't remember the game and who it was against when you made your first public appearance and they put the camera on you. I know my heart and probably...
Oh, yeah, he had the neck brace on.
Yeah,
crowd went nuts.
Yeah, I hope that was loud, and I know you couldn't hear everybody that was watching that game screaming, seeing you upright, moving around, and clearly in good spirits. The game loves you.
It does.
The game loves you.
And I love the game, but I say it just to see that though, it really put a whole new perspective on my life and how I approach the game and
But then you went and you played again.
I did. I did. Doctors were kind of, should we do it? Should we not? I ended up having 3 discs fused in my neck. But I had a tremendous recovery. The doctors were saying I was way ahead of schedule, and it was going like they never
And he basically had the Manning injury.
I did.
Okay, so those of you know, you can come back off of it.
You can.
Right? So.
Yep. So I went down to West Texas and played, and I don't know if any of y'all kept up down there.
Oh, yeah.
We had a shot at the playoffs there. We had a really good team. And I was actually having one of the better years of my life whenever you talk statistically and just, you know, a command for the offense and just really the game slowing down, that whole cliche thing. It felt really good. And ended up, I guess I can go live and say this, I've kind of been dealing with, I had a big injury take place down there where I wasn't really 100% sure what had happened. I had a shoulder injury from what I thought. The owner of the team shuts the team down, and a lot of complications started coming on about me, and I find out I actually almost severed my spinal cord again. And so the last 4 months of my life, I've been had a big spinal cord surgery again. Spent, say, 36 days in the hospital. Had to relearn how to walk again and relearn how to do everything. And I'm only saying this as a testimony. To say that
God is good.
God is good all the time, and He's got His hand on me. And you know, it's funny, just the competitor in me. I say that's almost probably what it took to take me from playing the game, because I'd have played. I'm telling you, I always told everybody I'm going to play till the wheels fall off, and I that could be 40, 50 years old. I love it.
You know, that's interesting you say that, because imagine now that you had an office job and you never played football and you had an injury like that. I don't know if your resolve would be the way it was, you know, to get back and get healthy and fight and do other things, because you knew how to do that, because you do that every offseason. You got to get your body healed and do this. And you knew, you know, and you had so many people pulling for you, not just family, but the whole country was pulling for you. So, yeah, it's the power of prayer and your, you know, grit. I mean, it had everything to do with it.
Is it true what they say, that you can actually feel the impact of all those people praying for you?
100%. Oh, yeah. 100%. I come from a big praying family. My mom, shout out, Mama. She's probably not watching, but
she'll watch it on YouTube.
She's amazing.
She's been, send her the link.
And if you ever heard my full story, I mean, starting even back as a kid in high school, I mean, literally how many times a doctor has told me,
you probably
whatever
shouldn't
they
do this anymore.
Or this is what it is, and it ended up being a polar opposite, because, you know, I truly believe God's the ultimate physician and He's got the last say, and not that it's just He's going to just boom, you got it, you're healed, but, you know, that, and then with a little bit, like you said, some grit, some your work ethic, belief, faith, and everybody else, you just feel it. And I promise you, you don't know unless you've been there, but I can honestly say I felt everybody's prayers, and that is the reason why I'm here today on both occasions that we just spoke on. So I'm excited to be up and about. I'm excited to be in San Antonio.
So one of the things that Jonathan and I, we went and had a really good lunch together the day he flew into Albany, and him and I had a private hour or two, which is rare to get with a player one-on-one. And we had a nice lunch. We were at Toro's. Remember that Mexican place?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And I said to him, I go, when the time comes when you're done playing. Now, mind you, that's a hard thing to say to a guy who's getting ready for the season.
Right.
But I said, when the time comes, because we all have a shelf life.
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely.
It might be a 10-year career. It might be a 1-year career. But you have a shelf life. I said, you're always going to get a job with me for your first coaching job. So that's what we're trying to put together right now.
Yeah, be careful what you wish for with that. I've told him what he does. I know what he does with his interns.
What?
I know what you do with your interns.
Oh yeah, it's the worst job in the world.
Right, but
no, but
it's
no,
nothing he hasn't
not,
done
it's
himself.
Not, no, it's listen. What it is the first coaching job you have, you can go one or two ways. Someone can give you everything that you think you deserve on day one, and you won't last in this business. You won't last. You'll get fired quickly, and you're gonna not know the mistakes that you don't have to make. Or you go with someone who's truly cares about your career and you as a person, and is going to have you learn the business from the ground up, because it is completely different than playing, right? Your ego's got to be put aside, and it's not what you used to do or how you used to do it. Now you're trying to teach other people to be in the front while you're in the back and be comfortable with it and do all that, and especially for quarterbacks, because their heads are like this big. No, I'm just kidding. But what Jonathan knows about football is invaluable. And I want to not only tap into that resource, but I want him to tap into the resource of learning how to do it the right way, not only from me, but Coach Fuller, Coach Johnson, and learn the craft. And make it, if that's going to be your career, learn it the right way going in. Learn how much commitment needs to be made. Learn how you manage your hours. How do I manage my family while I'm doing this job? How do I do all those things? How do I manage my money when I'm learning and I'm not making the big bucks yet? And how do I do all those things? It's all part of the process. The thing that always cracks me up is when a guy finishes playing and the next year you see he's a coordinator. And I go, how?
Yeah, you're not ready for that.
How? Because do you even know how to do a practice script? Do you know how to evaluate talent? Do you know how to deal with the personal issues of the players? Do you know how to deal with all the things that go into it? Time management, film study, understanding the whole dynamic from travel to housing to food to this to that and all the things that go with it. So I'm fortunate in the fact that Jonathan's now here in San Antonio. I think he's going to be a big part of Gunslinger football, and he'll be out there Saturday. So those of you who want to meet a indoor football legend, come on out the 23rd.
I'm assuming he's on my rotation of people I get to interview.
Yeah, you can have him on. You can have him on for an hour.
To hang out.
You guys can talk football. But there's going to be a time when I'm going to need him.
There we go.
Where he's going to be out there throwing for me. So he's going to be throwing to some of the receivers.
And folks, we have 2 jugs machines, but we just never get around to using them for some reason.
I can have a jugs machine, or I can have Jonathan Bain.
There we
go.
Oh, yeah. And for some of these guys, it might be the biggest pass they ever get.
I was born yesterday, just not last night.
Yeah, I do have 2 comments on leadership. One from Tina Myers-Haddad. Bain, it's bigger than the injuries. It's you inspiring others. Thank you. You've been there for my boys.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Miss Tina, and thank you for sharing your boys with me. They've been such a big impact on my life, especially DJ, being able to strap it up with him, one of my favorite teammates I've ever been around, and it's strictly because of who he is as a person. His film, you can turn on the film and see who he is as a player, and it speaks for itself. But as a person, as a teammate, as a leader, everything he brings to a football team is everything I tried and wanted to strive to be as a leader. So I really enjoyed my time with DJ, even still enjoy our friendship now, and the player, and still enjoy watching him and doing everything that he's doing, along with Guy. The way Guy's come up, I saw him from when he was training before he entered the pro world into, playing in Carolina and the USFL, just to watch his journey and his growth is awesome. And how cool is it that they're both on the same roster here, and hopefully I get to work with them. Once again, thank you, Miss Tina. I appreciate you.
That's a testament to Tina and how she
absolutely.
raised those boys,
Absolutely.
because she did one hell of a job. Yep.
Alex Schuberth, taking a look as you'd gone over your player resume, basically a new team every year for you. How challenging did you find it to rally a new supporting cast around you each year and build that rapport with your teammates?
That's a good question there. Blame Coach Fuller. I followed him everywhere. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, Coach Fuller. But no, really though, I feel those stops, I went wherever he went. Once again, a great coach, somebody I trusted a lot, and helped mold me into the man I am today. Not only the player, but the man I am today. He got me at an early age, fresh out of college, and really broke this game down to me and showed me. But to answer your question about rallying around a new supporting cast, what I learned in the 10 years in the indoor and arena game, you almost got a new team every year, just being honest with you. It's very rare that you see teams keep players or keep a same core. I mean, it's great when they do. You can always tell the teams that do that. But it's very rare that you see that. So I always just took pride in trying to show up and be the best version of myself. I love all my teammates. Any teammate that I've ever played with, I hope that's what they can say, is that I'm going to give every single thing I got each and every single day. On the field, off the field, in the film room, in the public, whatever it may be. I took a whole lot of pride in that, and always just wanted to be a likable teammate, and by doing that, that's by being a really good teammate. So I feel like I've had a great stop everywhere I've been, from the fans to the players. Always took pride in trying to be that leader, that person that they needed or that they wanted in that role as a quarterback, and always just embraced it. The challenges, the good, the bad, the ugly. Always stood 10 toes, never shied back from anything. Even when you weren't supposed to win, still went out there and gave them all. Even when you're supposed to win, still went out there and gave it the same effort. So, it's just one of those deals that like I said, I thank my mom and my supporting cast coming up as a youngster and molding me into who I am today. And I'll tell you what, the biggest growth I've ever experienced was through all the adversities. The good was good, but the bad is really what makes you who you are. And I tried to capitalize on those moments and those opportunities and try to make the best of it.
Well, thank you, Alec, for that question.
Sorry, I'm a rambler.
No. It's that's
good.
going to be so useful on the 23rd when I have 4 hours to fill.
Yeah, I'll talk football with you all day, Ralph.
Absolutely.
No, it's like I said, it's one of those things where you can quit on teammates sometimes, but you're not going to quit on family. So you create a family atmosphere. You bring in the guys. They understand it's a brotherhood.
Yep.
You don't want to ever let your family down. And if you create that culture early in camp, it may take 4 or 5 games, but after that, you die for each other. And that's when you get into the real nuts and bolts of team chemistry. So, yeah, good stuff. Well, hey, thank you. Good seeing you again, brother.
Appreciate you. Thank you, Ralph.
Yeah,
Good to see
so
you.
glad.
Yes, sir.
We'll be seeing a lot
you're
more of
here.
you, and I'll definitely see you next week,
Yes, sir.
next weekend. And
Anyone else you wanted to say hi to?
yeah, you want to say your highs to anybody?
No, all the Arena Indoor Nation. Hello, everybody. Appreciate each and every one of you. The good, like I said, the good, bad, and the ugly. The fans that have cussed me and poured beer on me and all the other stuff at away games, to the fans that have cheered me on. I hope I've left some sort of impact on you. And
But there is a girl in Texas.
who's that? Oh, yeah. Hey, Miss Allie.
I just want to make sure you
Allie,
can
sorry,
go
I don't know.
home.
She probably ain't watching. We can go back and rewatch it.
Oh,
but,
she's going to rewatch it.
Yeah,
Trust me.
Allie, she's my rock. She's been rocking with me through all this, through the injuries that I've been talking about. And yeah, I do appreciate her and allowing me to live this crazy life that I live. But yeah, I appreciate you, Allie, and I appreciate every one of y'all. Y'all too as well. Like I said, the whole Arena world, the whole Arena family. I'm a diehard Arena guy. I'm a lifer, so I appreciate each and every one of you.
Oh, good. All right. Well, hey, let's not break. Let's do a quick goodbye.
Okay.
I get a Zoom call out in
Oh, yeah,
California.
that's right. We got to
after
get
this.
Yeah, got to get Coach
So-
out of here, and yeah, TikTok.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is
Free agency, man. It's crazy.
This has been the fourth quarter. We'll be back with our sign-off. You're watching Branded live from Smokey Mo's Barbecue out by UTSA, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital.
It's the high school football season, the most exciting time of the year.
That's right, Greg, and John Wayne Service Company is in on the action with Texas Sports Productions.
Watch and listen to the hundreds of games this season on the all-new TSP app and vote for the John Wayne Player of the Game during the games and the John Wayne Player of the Week beginning on Sundays during the season.
Go to johnwayne.com to vote and be automatically entered to win a $10,000 home makeover.
Get in the game today with TSP
and John Wayne Service Company.
Hey San Antonio, are you tired of the same old chain pizza that tastes like cardboard? I thought we were done eating paper in school. Maybe not. It's up to you. At Matanga's, we bring you flavors that are authentically Texan. We're talking about fresh dough that we made in store every single day. We're talking about cheese that's shredded in store for that authentic cheese flavor. We're talking about brisket because this is Texas, y'all. We're talking about our Texas rolls. Can't get those anywhere else. We're talking about Texas ranch because when you put jalapenos and ranch together and you dip it in with pizza, just drink it. Lastly, we got a pothole pizza because we had to name a pizza after our roads. You know what I'm talking about. Can't wait to see you soon. Find a Matanga's near you.
All right, team, huddle up. Just like in surgery, we need precision and teamwork. Trust me, just like on the field, if we stick to the playbook, we'll achieve excellence.
Coach, are you sure about this?
We've trained for this. We're experts. The San Antonio Gunslingers and South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital and Outpatient Center, where precision meets performance.
And this will wrap up our November 13th show. Make sure you have liked and subscribed before you go. Now it's time for Coach's good night.
Well, Miss Susan, I love you. Liliana, Mila, and Eli, time to go to bed. Papu loves you. Good night. Night, everybody.
This has been branded for November 13th. And our 49th show over 2 seasons. And as always, folks, keep your guns up. Good night, everybody.
Good night.